During the Africa Cup of Nations semi-final match between Nigeria's Super Eagles and South Africa's Bafana Bafana, 5 Nigerians tragically died. The match ended 1-1 after extra time, with both goals from penalties. The dramatic twist, including a disallowed Nigerian goal, is believed to have triggered the deaths. Among the deceased were prominent figures like Dr. Cairo Ojougboh, a stalwart of the All Progressives Congress, and Alhaji Ayuba Abdullahi, the deputy bursar of Kwara State University. Additionally, a sales representative, a National Youth Service Corps member, and a businessman also lost their lives. Medical experts warned against getting overly emotional during intense matches, especially for individuals with pre-existing health conditions. The importance of sportsmanship and managing emotional balance was emphasized. This incident recalls a similar tragedy during a 2013 AFCON match, where a Nigerian fan passed away while watching the game. During the African